Andrew Callahan, though, earlier today, he was in studio with us, and he said that really rubbed everybody the wrong way and that people were kind of pissed off about that.
I think we generally have it on the nose that life between Joe Judge, Matt Patricia, and Mac Jones is not great. I think they're all pretty happy to be on a break. Of course, they'd love to be in the playoffs, but ultimately, that's not a relationship that really got better as the season wore on. When Mac is saying in July, I'm going to teach Joe, and he's going to teach me. Like, that irked the staff. I can tell you that
about that.
for a fact.
That pissed them off?
That's where they started. And a day before was when Belichick is saying Mac's had dramatic improvement from the offseason, showering him with praise. We're all going, where is this from? Did he learn his lesson from Brady? Since then, it's been about radio silence, except for one comment about loving Mac's attitude and passion after the Arizona game, because, again, he had all these outbursts on the field. So part of this stuff that comes out is just how the sausage is made. Florio talks to coaches or agents of coaches, same with national folk. And it's a lot of, like, Mac calling around the league, as Chris Sims said, might also be one of these where, like, you get trade rumors and so-and-so called about that player. And it's like, that happens every day around the league. Was there an offer made? Was Mac actually saying, get me out of here to those people around the league? I'm not saying that. It just might be people complain about work. They complain to their friends, and he has friends in the league.
Okay, so there was a lot there, especially in the second half.
Yes.
But the first part, that the coaches were upset by those comments from Mac? Are you kidding me? That upset you? I mean, you're just at the that was the beginning of last summer.
If I was a coach and some second-year player was like, I'm going to teach this coach the offense, I'd be kind of pissed off.
He didn't say that. He said we're going to learn together.
Right, which is not.
We're all going to
We're going to teach each other,
together.
he said, which means I'm going to teach him. Like,
you don't know anything.
Teach each other and
teach each other.
How thin-skinned are you, dude?
Listen.
Come on.
I understand them taking that as a shot. I understand them taking that as a shot. I do. I don't know if they should have gotten super upset about it. Absolutely, I do.
He has no.
I'm surprised you don't.
Oh my God, he has no experience in the job.
I mean, maybe not, but he's a coach. He's been a coach in the league for a long time, and he was just a head coach recently.
I probably asked Mac about Joe Judge like 3 different times during the season. All he ever said was, "Oh, we see things the same way.
Right.
He's so great. You know, all his perspective." Come on, dude. It's so annoying to me. If that is at the very start of the process, because remember last summer it was all about the process. Ooh, the process. Right. If at the very beginning of the process, he's that sensitive, I understand stuff starts, towards the end of the season after he's MFing you on the sideline and blah, blah, blah. You're like, God, stop talking, kid. Like, you're irritated because there's that much friction in the relationship. At the beginning of the season, in minicamp, I think it was, around or thereabouts. Grow up. Oh, my God.
I think the real headline here is that things never got any better, right?
They got worse.
You can get off to an awkward start. Well, he said he's going to coach me and I'm going to coach it, whatever. You get past it. You move on. You figure out a way to coexist. They never did.
That shows me just, if that's the case, and Andrew's great reporter, he's plugged in, God, you're insecure. That shows so much insecurity.
You know what else that shows? That there was this, in theory, this deep-seated insecurity before they ever started. Like, Joe Judge went into this job and he was already on high alert that people were going to be out to get him. So if what Andrew Callahan is saying is true, that hurt his feelings so bad, you have to imagine that these guys were freaking out before they even started their installs in camp. How the hell are you supposed to get through a season if that's the mindset of your coaching staff, the guy that's supposed to be building up Mac Jones, and he says, oh, we're going to learn together, and you don't like that?
That bugs me to no end.
I'm with you.
Like, I mean, honestly, if this is how the foot that you got off on, and they had it, I can just imagine, okay, Mac gets called into the office about this. Hey, why'd you say that?
All right, but I'll tell you right now.
It's the beginning of the, we're all getting started here. Why'd you say you're going to learn together? And Mac's like, wait, what did I say? Have you ever been in this situation as somebody who's on air where you get called in? This used to happen at my old job a lot because you say something and there's a certain reaction to it and your bosses don't like the reaction.
Never happened to me before. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's happened to me. And I go, you know what I say? I say, you can direct that attention my way. I will talk to that person and explain my point of view and why I felt it that way. But there have been cases where...
I say if you have any problems, just take it up with Ken Laird. It was all his fault.
Sometimes you fire something out there and you know there's going to be a response.
Sure.
You're like, hey, whatever. It's worth it. I feel this way. Sometimes you just say something and you go about your day. and then you get called into the principal's office, and you're like, are you freaking kidding me?
Over that?
This is the thing? This is the straw that broke the camel's back, and now we're having a freaking meeting about this? And I don't know if there was a meeting, but it sounds like there were some feelings hurt.
I'm sure there was a meeting. I would imagine there was some kind of meeting.
That is so lame.
Don't mistake me saying that was a shot, by the way, as saying it was an undeserved shot. Because I do think it was a deserved shot.
I don't
Mac
even
Jones
think it was a shot.
But I think it was. Maybe you don't, but I think it was, and I think it was deserved. I think that Mac was fine to say that.
Oh, my God. Mac has really only stepped in it once, like that I can think of, when he, after the bye week. In 21, when he said, when he awkwardly like mumbled about feeling sorry for themselves. Oh, come on. I hate that. I can't tell you how much I hate. I can't believe that doesn't irritate you more. I hate that so much.
Well, don't worry about it, because Joe Judge is going to be reassigned somewhere else. He won't be talking to or about Mac Jones, I don't think. 617-779-7937 is the phone number. Let's talk to my dear friend Paulie in the truck, who wants to talk about the Patriots continuity. Go ahead, Paulie.
Hey, good day, folks. Yeah, that'll be Joe Judge will be going over to special teams to seal the leak in that department. But this deal, closing this deal with Mayo, will solidify the long-term continuity at head coach and the defensive side of the ball with Steve being on board. They'll be right set all the way up to head coach and the D. But so if I would like to see the same principles applied to the offense. And when Judge vacates that spot, the quarterbacks coach, I'd like to see Nick Caley promoted to quarterbacks coach. And I think it's Jonathan who was breaking news today that he's targeting Bill. Whoever is upper management, I believe it's Jonathan, is targeting Bill O'Brien. And Nick Caley will be able to learn from Bill O'Brien, because this is a dead-end job for Bill, with Gerard going to be the head coach in waiting. So he's going to want to go somewhere sooner rather than later, maybe 2-3 years, probably when Tom Brady's through. Yeah, that's when you'll see Nick Caley being promoted.
All right, Paulie, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. A couple of things just to sort of take them one at a time. Why would you want continuity from this offense?
I think you're saying defensively.
Yeah, but he said on the offense, I want the same thing. I want continuity with the offense, which is why Caley should get the job and, all this other stuff. I don't want any continuity from this offense.
Only if you were looking off of the final offensive performance against the Bills. And, there were times against the Vikings, Kendrick Bourne, specifically in the Bengals game, where
they had some moments.
They showed stuff.
But I don't want continuity from this offense.
Yeah, I don't think there's so much there that you need to carry over and preserve.
I would be fine with someone with totally new ideas coming in here, taking over the offense, and shutting Bill and the rest of the coaching staff right out of it. Honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I don't think it's a snowball's chance that happens, but I would be fine with that. I don't want any continuity. I don't want them to take over anything that they had this year and bring it into next year. I want them to leave it all behind. That's what I would prefer. No continuity. Not on the offense. On the defense, sure. Defense, you got something going there. And you're going to have to break it up on some level anyway, because Gerard Mayo wants a promotion. And he's going to get it either here or somewhere else. So there may not be the same kind of continuity on defense, but you shoot for it there. On offense, I'm saying zag. All right? No more zigging with this offense. Let's zag with
it. Is it an awkward situation if Bill O'Brien, a former head coach, and definitely somebody who they're courting aggressively if he ends up here, then you have to imagine there was a big campaign to bring him here.
Sure.
If he comes in and then Gerard Mayo is assistant head coach and everyone's thinking perhaps he's going to be the successor?
Would that be awkward?
Yeah.
If Bill O'Brien was given assurances, if he was told, next after this, you'll be the OC for 2 years.
If he says this is if he's made known that that's the blueprint.
Yeah. If he's made known that that's the blueprint, would he still take the job? Yeah, he probably wouldn't then leave in a couple years. If he knows he's not going to be the head coach, he'll probably use it as another stepping stone job to get another head coach job somewhere here in college or something like that. And that's just me sort of spitballing because O'Brien, still seems like a guy who's trying to work in the business. Maybe he comes here for 2 years and retires. Maybe he comes here for 2 years and says, I just want to retire here in New England, and that's what I want to do, and football's been great, but I'm not going to be like Bill Belichick at 70 years old on the sidelines.
Why would he come here for 2 years as an offensive coordinator and work his ass off and then retire?
Because he's blocked.
And so he's just not going to go be a head coach somewhere else?
Maybe he doesn't want to leave the area.
That doesn't make any sense.
Sure it does. If he's only coming here, if the main reason he's coming here is to be close to his family.
Do you think he's going to go be like the Boston College coach or something?
I doubt it, although he probably helped them. But you know what I mean? I think that's a big draw for him to come here.
Yeah,
So
but
if he's blocked here,
if he comes in and he's the offensive coordinator, he's going to be working night and day.
that's true.
It's not like he's coming here and he's like, you know what, I'm going to be an adjunct professor. I'll have 2 classes a week, and we'll have office hours on Wednesdays.
Yeah, they'll be working night and day for several months, and then in the off season, you know what I mean? Like, I know what you're saying, but I also think that if that's such a big draw and such a big part of the reason why Bill O'Brien would choose to come here as opposed to another team with a better offense, then if he's blocked as a head coach and doesn't want to be an OC forever, I could see him just sort of saying, all right, well, it's been fun.
What is? I don't know what is happening to my microphone.
Yeah, what's happening over there?
It's deciding to give up early.
I think
you've
been
weekend.
fidgeting with it too much.
I know. I feel like I got this from
stupid
Foyer.
cradles
Like,
that the
but no,
microphones sit in.
I think because I used to watch Foyer do this, and I think it just came off on me. Let's go to David in the car. He wants to talk about Gerard Mayo.
Hey, good evening, guys. Thank you for taking the call. So, I feel that Gerard Mayo is getting robbed here. It seems like as soon as the word was out that people were interested in interviewing him for a head coaching job, never mind just having a real title instead of sharing, and the Patriots automatically started to discuss, extent of contracts, and that's all fine and dandy. But my question is, okay, is he still going to share a title? Because I think Gerard Mayo has proven himself that he deserves more than a shared title. He should be either the defensive coordinator or something like that. And I think what the Patriots are doing, preventing him from going interviewing, it is not cool, and that's expected out of New England.
They're not preventing him, David. They're not preventing him from doing anything. He canceled that Cleveland interview on his own.
If he canceled on his own, I didn't know that detail of it. So if that's the case, that's different. But, the only thing I hope for Gerard is that he gets a true title, not sharing a title.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
David, thanks for the call. I think the only thing that will compel Gerard Mayo out of here is a head coaching opportunity.
And look at the landscape right now.
Yeah.
So Karen Guregian she reported that he's not going to go interview for the defensive coordinator job with the Browns. We haven't heard anything about the Carolina interview changing. That's a head coach position.
Right.
So
maybe they're waiting until next week, like the Patriots.
And as we heard from Andrew Callahan, that the co-defensive coordinator title has been thrown out there to he and Steve before, and he didn't go for it.
Yeah.
So again, I don't even think that that's something that's enough to be on the table to keep him here. And it sounds like perhaps he thinks he can leverage something better than being a defensive coordinator somewhere else, where it's actually an improvement where I thought they were at the beginning of the week. Because, after he had that little comment about it being a trash bag game, you put your stuff in the bag at the end of the season,
right,
whatever. I was like, man, I don't think we're going to hear from Gerard Mayo as a Patriots coach again. I think he's going to go coach somewhere else, get a paycheck, get a pay bump, be a defensive coordinator, be a defensive play caller. And now I feel like he's trying to leverage things to stay here in a better position.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's great. It's just...
That's what you should do.
The Patriots are already writing it out like they've extended him, literally.
Mm-hmm.
In the subject line of their emails, their statements, they're saying that they've extended him. By all accounts, they're close, but there's still a head coaching job that he's going to interview for.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that they're so gung-ho about keeping Gerard Mayo when that coaching staff or that side of the ball coaching, they're in pretty good shape with if he left. Like if Mayo left and I can't believe I'm saying this, but if he left and Steve Belichick was the defensive coordinator, I wouldn't be that bothered by it.
Why can't you believe that? Steve's a good coach.
Because it's Steve Belichick.
So what? Why? Because he's got a goofy haircut and his tongue hangs out?
Not anymore. He stopped doing that.
Yeah.
But he still has that weird haircut. He's also just the coach's kid.
The players like him and he's a good coach.
Yeah.
So what? When he's a coach's kid, oh my God. Somebody who's someone else's kid in the NFL has never had success. Like,
That's
come
true.
on.
A lot of them had, although
they went
other
league.
places and had success. Steve's never done that, so that's one part of it. But he's doing well here, and I don't know if Mayo and him need to be a team in order for this defense to run properly and be as good as they were this year. Maybe that's exactly what they need.
Well, if Mayo gets the title of being assistant head coach or associate head coach or whatever the hell, now that they're focused on titles,
right?
Do his responsibilities change? Is he kind of led into a bigger picture?
Bill going to show him his world?
Yeah. Bill's going to open the rope.
Hey.